The laser cutter is a computer-controlled machine used to automatically etch or cut materials. Laser cutters don't lose a lot of material to the cut and are extremely precise. The minimum size of a cutting slit is 0.006 inches. This makes them a good machine for making high-precision cuts quickly and engraving complicated images. Laser cutters are controlled by printer drivers, which means that cutting apart or rastering an image on a laser cutter is as simple as printing a document. MakerLodge has two 60-watt lasers, an Epilog Zing, and a universal VLS 3.5. Each laser cutter has a 12 by 24 inch cutting bed. The two machines are functionally similar, though there are differences in software. This video will take you through the steps of running a job on the Universal. Start with an image to print. Make sure the file is in a format that's readable to the laser cutter. Laser cutting requires a vector image, which is an image made from vectors instead of pixels, and therefore has the ability to scale easily. You can make one of these in Adobe Illustrator, Inkscape, SolidWorks, or AutoCAD. First, check that the output paper size is correct. It needs to match the size of the bed, which, for the laser cutters in MakerLodge, is 12 inches tall by 24 inches wide. The Universal software interprets red lines with a font size smaller than 0.01 point as lines to cut, and black lines as lines to raster. Make sure to change the lines in your image accordingly. Put on safety glasses before starting operation of the laser cutter. Ensure that your material is appropriate to cut and engrave. Some materials give off toxic or explosive fumes when vaporized by the laser, and thus should not be cut. We recommend that you always slide one edge of the stock up to one edge of the laser cutter first, then slide the stock to another edge until you arrive at a corner. This provides a repeatable way of placing the stock in case the laser cutter doesn't cut all the way through the part and you have to redo the job. Now that the stock is in, the next step is to make sure that the laser will cut in the proper position on the stock. To line up your job, use the Relocate Job tool on the Universal interface. In general, try to line up your job so that you waste as little stock as possible. Next, make sure that the laser is appropriately focused for your job. Put the focusing tool on your part and raise the bed until the lip on the focusing tool barely touches the laser head. Note that the laser cutter will have to be on for you to do this. You might want to do a test run of your job to make sure that you've lined up the part correctly. The laser won't turn on when the lid is open, so open the lid and push the big green play button in the Universal software. Make sure the laser is pointing where you want it to be cutting. If it's not, adjust the position using the Relocate Job tool. Turn on the compressed air and ventilation before you start your print. This can help prevent fires and will help keep the lens clean. And that's it, you're now ready to print. Close the lid and press the big green play button in the software. Watch your part continuously as it is cut and rastered. There's a very real possibility that your stock will catch fire and quickly turn into a large fire if you're not there to react to it. Once your job is finished, remove your part. Be sure to clean up any bits of material that were left on the bed. Don't forget to turn off the laser and compressed air. The main hazard with laser cutters is the possibility of a piece catching fire as you're operating the machine. You should not attempt to fight the fire. Instead, simply turn off the laser cutter and turn off the compressed air. Most importantly, notify any mentors in the shop. Toxic fumes generated from laser cutting certain materials is another possible hazard to consider. We have already reviewed earlier in the video which materials should not be used with the laser cutter for these reasons. Take care in handling your piece after cutting, as laser cutter parts tend to have sharp edges. Be sure to use a deburring tool to file down any sharp edges you find on your piece.